UberEats is an online food delivery platform that was launched by Uber in 2014. Since then, it expanded into 300 cities around the world. The app allows one to access restaurants within or near their location, as well as provides them with a list of different food categories under the search bar. Once the order is placed, the customer is made aware of the cooking duration and the delivery time. The service provided by UberEats is a low-involvement service because it doesn't have a substantial effect on the buyer's lifestyle and the decision involved only requires a little effort.
The motive behind UberEats' service is a utilitarian motive because food is a necessity that falls under Maslow's hierarchy of needs, being a physiological need. Consumers debating whether to cook at home in order to save money or order something from UberEats falls under the approach avoidance conflict because the consumer is attracted to purchasing a product, however also has a negative emotion towards spending money. UberEats targets busy, up-to-date, always on the go 25 to 35-year-olds who are looking for quick, efficient consumer products who as well have disposable income. The platform appeals to both first-time users and frequent users. UberEats' objective is to connect people to the food they love and lead the future of food by breaking the stereotype of food delivery and helping restaurants grow their business with delivery, as well as actionable data and insights through consumers.
Deliveroo and Just Eat are UberEats' major competitors. Deliveroo delivers from a network of 10,000 restaurants and Just Eat delivers from a network of 30,000 restaurants. An analysis of App Store and Google Play data shows that this year UberEats recorded 13% more daily active users in the UK than Deliveroo at 50,607, compared with 44,890. Just Eat, which was first to market, has almost 500,000 daily active users according to the same data.
UberEats influences its consumers using both central and peripheral route, derived from the elaboration likelihood model. This is done through their means of communication channels such as advertisements, print media, and digital media. UberEats does its Instagram post using some visually attractive videos which showcase the attributes, qualities, and benefits of the service provided. Here, both peripheral and central routes are used to persuade the customer by highlighting the key points of the product and creating an emotional association amongst its target consumers. The consumers don't only focus on the product itself, but also get involved in the advertisement personally. London Tube advertising shows the usage of both central and peripheral routes, as the first one is persuaded by the content of the message, whereas the second one is persuaded by something other than the message's content.
Theory of conditioning in behavioral psychology says that any reaction to a stimulus by a person or animal can be modified by learning or conditioning. The most well-known form of this is classical conditioning. UberEats employs a classical conditioning by attempting to become synonymous with the act of ordering food, so that if you think of ordering food, you think UberEats. This is done by ambush marketing with print, hoardings, and digital marketing. Skinner built on classical conditioning to produce operant conditioning. The key difference between operant conditioning and classical conditioning is that the former creates association based on the result of a subject's behavior and the outcome that it generates as a secondary effect, whereas classical conditioning more primitively concentrates on the behavior itself. Under operant conditioning, a positive reinforcement of using UberEats is that you save time, can avail discounts, and get to choose from a number of different cuisines.
Students believe in saving money, however, most students would still rather order from UberEats, the more expensive option, than cook. UberEats can reduce its target's dissonance by convincing them that yes, they might be giving something up, but only to gain another, which in this case would be giving up money for time.
UberEats has a new CSR initiative that aims at feeding as many homeless people as possible. How are they going to do this? Simple. Every time you order a meal off of the UberEats app, you will be provided with an option at checkout to pay just £1 extra towards your order. When you do this, an Uber Eats delivery executive gives a sustainable meal provided by Uber Eats to a homeless person. This will result in customers having a sense of self-realization of doing a positive deed and forcing the user to get involved in repetitive orders. The above is known as licensing effect, where an individual does a positive deed and allows oneself to reward themselves.
Millennials are most likely the generation to pay attention to corporate ethical initiatives, as well as most likely the generation that would allow CSR factors to influence their purchasing behavior. By having a CSR initiative, Uber Eats' market share will potentially increase due to the fact that millennials would rather buy from a company that is associated with CSR acts rather than any other company that is not.
Since Uber Eats is a food delivery service, donating meals to the homeless would be considered an impactful CSR act within the company's scope of work. This is important because research shows that the high purchase intentions made by consumers were generated by high-fit initiatives they viewed as socially motivated. However, when consumers viewed CSR as a poor fit, their attitudes and purchase intentions decreased.
According to Food Standard Agency, in England, the activities where the food is supplied need to be registered with the local authority environmental health departments. Those companies must be registered as food businesses. Companies who operate frequently and collect storing food or sandwiches, such as Uber Eats, require registration. As we know nowadays, many people refuse to donate money to charity due to the fact that they do not know the final destination. Under construal level theory, we understand the psychological distance between an individual and a situation. The idea is that the more an object is distant from the individual, the more this individual will see it as abstract. The more the object is close, the more it is going to be seen as concrete. Distance can be perceived as high-level construal, abstract perception of a situation, or low-level construal, concrete perception of a situation. Since the act of donating is perceived by people as a high-level construal, we apply this theory in order to make people perceive it as low-level construal, through sending out a notification to the Uber Eats users upon feeding a homeless person saying, "Thank you for feeding people in need." This will help to shorten the distance between the act of donating and the final destination of the money. An internal management issue would be when the drivers have to work longer hours to deliver food to the needy themselves. Using the theory of operant conditioning would bring a great impact on filling in this gap of lack of motivation amongst the Uber Eats drivers. This theory is influenced by both rewards and punishments in order to change an individual's behavior. In fact, Uber Eats driver will be more likely to enjoy their job if pushed by incentives, encouragement, and bonus from the company.
The strategies for this CSR initiatives would be, first and foremost, to improve Uber Eats network building, creating marketing and promotional campaigns for a greater consumer reach, engagement, and relationship building with the potential consumers through social media platforms, the corporate website, and related forums towards the initiative. Second, we would selectively support and collaborate with relatable initiatives allowing Uber Eats to build an impactful public image amongst its competitors. Third, also prioritizing and aligning initiatives along with the CSR objectives based on the budget assigned. Fourth, the most vital part of them all would be to create an engaging application which would highlight the initiative's motive, informing the users about the benefits through eye-catching visual effects such as teasers, creatives used to attract and grab the attention of target users.